Okay, in this video we're going to talk about how to use a protractor to measure angles. So this is a protractor, and as you can see here, we actually have two scales for measurement going around the top. This top row of numbers starts at 0 on this side and goes up to 180, which is this line, last line here. The bottom numbers start at 0 here and go up to 180 on this side, and you can use either or both of these scales to measure an angle. It'll just depend upon which side you place your protractor on. So let's look at an example. Okay. Alright, so here I've got angle 1. Now, keep in mind that you can always turn your paper if that helps you. Like if you want to turn your paper so that one of the sides of the angle is flat on the bottom, you can do that. I could turn it this way, either way. We're going to do it both ways just to kind of show you that it doesn't matter. Okay, your protractor should have a small hole here. It's where these two lines cross, and that hole is where you want to place that. You want to place that hole on the vertex of your angle, which is this point right here. So I'm going to place that hole on the vertex. I want to line this black line here on my protractor. Let me pick it up so you can see it. You see this black line? I want to line that up with the side of my angle. So that hole needs to go on the vertex. See how I've got that black line lined up, and it also needs to be lined up all the way out here. So it looks like I've got this lined up with the side of the angle. That means we're going to read the protractor on this side. Now, before I even look at the numbers, I want to say to myself, what type of angle is this? Is it acute? Does it look like it could be right? Is it obtuse? This is definitely an obtuse angle, which means my number answer should be larger than 90 and less than 180. All right, so when I go up here, that helps me know which set of numbers I'm supposed to be reading. It would not be close to 70. That would not be correct. We are actually reading this bottom set of numbers because we started at 0 on this side, so we got to read this number. So we go up to 90, 100, 110, and this looks to be just 2 degrees past 110, which would put us at 112 degrees. I'm just going to write that in here. Okay. Now, a lot of people make this mistake, and I want to point it out to you so you don't make the same mistake. They see that 110, and they don't pay attention to the fact that their angle is between 110 and 120. They see that 110 and they say that it's 2 away from 110, so some people will say 108. And 108 would not be right because 108 is over here. You have to pay attention to what two numbers you're between and which direction you're going in. But this angle would be 112 degrees. Okay, let's try another one. All right, here's angle 2. And before I even start to measure it, I want to say to myself, what type of angle is this? Well, this is an acute angle. It's less than 90 degrees. We should make sure our answer is less than 90 degrees. Again, you're welcome to turn your paper. Sometimes it's easier for people to turn their paper than it is their protractor. I'm not sure why. But if you turn your angle, you know, where one side is flat here on the bottom, we can read it from that side, or you could turn it this way where this side's flat. I'm going to do it this way this time. All right, so again, I've got to place my hole that's in my protractor right here at the vertex of my angle, and line up the black lines here with the side of my angle so it looks like it's all lined up. Now, I'm going to read the outside scale this time because this would be 0, and I'd be reading this scale. It's acute, so I know I need to be reading the smaller numbers. Looks like we're between 20 and 30, so it looks like it's halfway between 23 and 24, so I'm going to say 23. Okay. If you said 23 or 24, I would say that that would be correct on that one. Now again, you could read it. You could put this on there, the hole on the vertex, and you could read it from the other side as well. You would line that side up. Make sure that's on the vertex. It's hard for me to see. Okay, then we'd be reading this scale. It'd go 10, 20, and again, that looks like it might be a little closer to 24. So it's 23 or 24, somewhere right around there. All right, let's look at another one, angle 3. Okay, I'm going to put my hole on the vertex of the angle. I'm going to line up, again, you can line up the 0, this black line, on either side of your angle. You could line it up over here, or you could line it up over there. Okay, doesn't matter. You should get the same answer either way. I'm going to put that on the vertex. I'm going to line up this black line with the side of the angle. Okay, that looks pretty lined up right there. All right, which means, again, before I even go to measure, I should state that this is an acute angle. My answer should be less than 90, so I know that I shouldn't be reading these big numbers. I should be reading this top scale. It went from 0 on the side where I lined it up to almost 70. It looks like we are at about 69 there. Now again, I'm going to show you that you can measure it from either side. If I measured from the other side, I lined that up, lined these black lines up. That one's got to be lined up too. Let's see. All right, that looks lined up. And measured it. This time I'd measure it on this bottom scale. And again, it's right, it's between 60 and 70. It's right before you get to 70, so that'd be about 69. All right, last one, angle 4. As you can see, it's an obtuse angle, so we should be looking at bigger numbers, larger than 90, less than 180. I'm gonna put the hole in the protractor on the vertex. I'm going to line up the black line along that side of the angle. I'm going to read the top scale because I'm going to read where we started at 0 on this side of the angle. And it went up above 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. Looks like 143 to me. I'm going to show you how I could read it from the other side by putting that hole on the vertex, lining up this side this time, and reading the bottom scale because it would start at 0 here and it would go up above 140, and it looks like it's 3 past 140, so 143. So either way, that would be how you measure that. There is, under more information and extra practice, under the module for Unit 1, there is an activity called More Measuring Angles Practice. I would really like for everyone to go and do that. It's got a virtual protractor that you can use to practice measuring angles, and I really suggest that you go and do that activity. Again, it's called More Measuring Angles Practice.